In Hinduism, it is believed that there is only one ultimate truth, Brahman. This concept is the ultimate spirit that infuses everything. It is considered to be completely impersonal and cannot be described in words. Every aspect of the universe is part of Brahman, but Brahman is more than the sum of everything in the universe. Every Hindu god is meant to stand for one part of Brahman. The trinity of Hindu gods, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, share a portion of the Godhead and are each accountable for one element of it. Brahma is known as the creator and conceives everything in the cosmos. Vishnu is renowned for maintaining the dharma and the functioning of the universe. Shiva is recognized for taking on the destructive feature of Brahman. When it comes to annihilation and destruction, Lord Bhairava is revered as an avatar of Lord Shiva himself. Lord Bhairava is an extremely ferocious manifestation of Lord Shiva and is typically connected to destruction. As per Hindu tales, the deity is Shiva's form of transcendency and terror. He is a wandering avatar of Lord Shiva. Lord Bhairava is a Shaivite god who is venerated by Hindus. In Shaivism, he is believed to be a frightening incarnation of Lord Shiva and is linked to destruction. In the Trika system, Bhairava is known to stand for supreme reality, equivalent to Para Brahman. Typically, in Hinduism, Bhairava is also referred to as Dandapani as he is holding a rod Danda to penalize sinners. He is also called Swaswa, which means the one whose mode of commute is a dog. The literal translation of Bhairava is fearful or terrible. Its interpretation is not quite the same. It generally means he is the deity who guards his worshippers from external enemies as well as from inner enemies like anger, lust, greed, and several other negative emotions. There is yet another interpretation of the name Bhairava. Bha denotes creation, Ra for preservation, and Va stands for destruction. Therefore, Bhairava is regarded as the ultimate godhead and merges all the forces of the universe. Numerous stories feature Lord Bhairava, the fierce and terrifying part of Lord Shiva. One of the most famous tales which shows up in the Shiva Mahapuran was an argument between Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Lord Vishnu posed a question to Brahma about who the supreme creator of the universe was. Hearing the query, Lord Brahma became slightly egoistic, as he was always honored as the creator. Moreover, he believed that since he had 5 heads like Lord Shiva, he could accomplish anything that Shiva could. He then started to copy the work of Shiva and started meddling with his daily tasks. Lord Shiva was tolerant for a while, but later he grew impatient and could not bear Lord Brahma's interference anymore. He broke a tiny nail with his finger and threw it. This nail took on the avatar of Kal Bhairav. The form proceeded straight to Brahma and cut off one of his heads. Therefore, Bhairava is usually depicted holding the skull of Brahma in one of his hands. With this action, Lord Bhairava was able to fully overpower Lord Brahma and humble him, thereby ending his ego and blessing immediate enlightenment upon him. From then on, he was incredibly appreciative of Bhairava and bowed down before him, promising to work towards the benefit of the universe. Lord Bhairava's vehicle is a dog. The animal is generally seated on one side and looks ferocious and menacing with protruding teeth. It is a scary expression. A dog is considered so inauspicious that in the Mahabharata, Yudhishthir is not allowed to enter heaven with the dog. Some would argue that dogs rummage through garbage, which is why they are unclean, which is why they are not allowed to come near temples. But these rational explanations do not provide a satisfactory answer. Mythology must never be taken literally. Mythology is symbolic. Its stories and symbols are a code, a medium through which our ancestors communicate profound messages. When the dog is considered inauspicious, it means the dog represents a thought that is inauspicious. What is this inauspicious thought? A dog is a validation-seeking animal. Suppose you have a pet dog and its eagerness and affection adore you and its behavior melts your heart. Now you will know that the dog constantly seeks validation from you. When you give it that attention it craves, it will wag its tail. Don't give it attention and it will whine. The dog is a territorial animal. For the dog, even the master is territory that it will not share. Even when domesticated with all its needs fulfilled, the dog needs to mark its territory by raising its legs and spraying its urine. Threaten this territory and the dog will turn on you. This behavior, the ancients realized, is not something to be celebrated in human beings. Human beings are also territorial. Territory gives us our sense of identity and validation. It is the context that establishes who we are. An industrialist's identity comes from the industries he owns, a bureaucrat's from the position he holds. A politician's identity comes from the power he holds in the party and the assembly. He will react to any threat to the context that gives him identity. We feel that if we lose our territory, we will lose our identity. That frightens us. This territory is not just physical but also intellectual and emotional. We become dogs, wagging our tails when territory is reinforced, barking when territory is threatened, whining when territory is unacknowledged. At the root of dog-like behavior is fear, bhai, fear of invalidation. Bhairava is the one who helps us overcome this fear. This form of Shiva terrifies us because it mocks our primal territorial instinct. Our material, intellectual and emotional territories that we jealously guard, whose loss makes us insecure, are no different from the bones of a dog. We cling to it and fight over it until the day we die. And when we die and our bodies reach the crematorium, we find there an inebriated Bhairava seated on a dog, laughing at us for a life wasted in a futile pursuit. I hope you learn. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Kal Bhairav.